Hong Kong retail is going cashless. Digital wallets now make up 23% of payments, but fraud fears keep AI adoption low. To unpack this, we are joined by Kai Tang from Adyen and Anson Bailey from KPMG China. Welcome, Kai and Anson. Let's begin with what's causing this. What factors are driving consumer hesitation toward AI adoption in Hong Kong?
Globally, AI has been embraced quite well, but in Hong Kong, our research shows actually 60% of consumers haven't actually tried AI shopping. What we see is that hesitation could really be boiled down to sort of the lack of familiarity and trust. But what we do know is that security is a non-negotiable aspect for Hong Kong consumers. Our 2025 Alien Index states that online security, safety, and data privacy are the key concerns for many consumers nowadays. About 30% actually worry about fraud, and actually a higher number than 35% are still concerned about the reliability of AI-generated suggestions. So whilst the potential of AI application is extremely strong and widespread adoption is only likely to grow when the technology is actually proven to be secure and the consumers are familiar with the actual technology itself.
I think a key message is, whilst there is concern about the use of those new technologies like AI, there's also a big drive from those young consumers, those Gen Z consumers that we do see. And to give you some idea, we're talking about some pretty significant numbers, talking about 280 million Gen Z consumers across China today. And obviously, there's a large number of them sitting here in Hong Kong, but a further 550 million Gen Z consumers across the Asia Pacific region. And they are incredibly tech savvy. They're the ones that are really driving that tech adoption. They're driving it for a couple of different reasons. They're driving it for convenience. They're driving it for efficiency. And in a recent report that KPMG worked on together with GS1, talking about, really looking at beyond retail in the age of AI, those consumers were telling us very clearly that there were, why are they using those new technologies? And they're getting excited about those technologies as well, because it can help to provide competitive pricing. Obviously, trustworthy, incredible sources are important. It can provide secure payment options and obviously offer things like loyalty programs as well.
So, as a workaround, how can retailers strengthen trust in AI-enabled commerce?
I think the key message equally for those retailers is it's not just bringing the consumers with you, it's also bringing your team with you as well. We have got to ensure that people get comfortable with the use of AI. So, you've got to ensure that you are educating the consumers, but educating your own people. You've also got to be making sure that you are upskilling and reskilling your own team, because there are lots of headlines out there with regard to AI replacing humans. The reality, I believe, is quite different. The reality is that potentially humans are going to get replaced, but they're going to get replaced by other humans with those AI skill sets.
They really need to be communicating and explaining the use of AI to their customers. Secondly, they make it start with low risk and high value use cases, right? So lots of things like personalization, where consumers will see the actual value to them and benefit them before they can really move on to things like more sensitive areas of biometric data authorizations or automated credit card approvals. So start with the lower hanging fruit. And lastly, what we would really advocate for is actually having freedom and autonomy for their customers. Allow customers to opt in for AI experiences so they feel they're actually in control of their overall experience. All of this can be backed up with strong fraud protection because security builds confidence. And when all of this comes together and customers see the value and they feel their boundaries are respected, we believe that trust will follow.
Those are interesting insights. So, if we were to summarize, Will AI be a real differentiator in retail, or would you say it's more of incremental?
I truly believe that AI is going to be a very, very significant differentiator in the world of retail, and not just in retail, I think in business in general. If we were to look and perhaps back forward to 2030, there are a number of reports that are already talking about agentic commerce being in the area of around $3 to $5 trillion in business. That is not a drop in the ocean. That is very, very significant. We have to ensure that we have the right skill set. And that means that the retailers themselves, they need to bring everybody on this journey, not just the customers, but also their own team. So you've got to upskill and reskill all of your own people, both in the front office, all the way through to the back office. And I think that's going to be really, really important for all of us. We have to find new ways of working with the AI. And, again, technology is here, but it's not going to replace us. It's going to assist us. It's going to enable us to do a lot more in the future.
We've actually seen and heard that 40% of Hong Kong retailers are already actually investing in AI. And it's not just for things like personalization, but they're also using it for fraud detection, for marketing, and streamlining operations overall. Another layer is that we believe that with AI, retailers can shift from being reactive to proactive. So they can start anticipating needs of their consumers to adjusting pricing in real time, and maybe optimizing journeys to shorten the life the cycle in terms of checkouts. But it's not really just the true differentiator in terms of using AI alone. It's how retailers are going to be ultimately use this to deliver more seamless, more secure, and more personalized experience, which will really help retailers in terms of streamlining their whole revenue operations.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights, Kai and Anson. We are looking forward to having you both back on the program.
Thank you, Sess.
Thank you, Seth. Great to talk to you.
Once again, those were Kai Tang, head of Hong Kong at Atien, and Anson Bailey, head of consumer and retail for Asia Pacific at KPMG China. For more news, visit hongkongbusiness.hk.